Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another video. My name is Sarah. So in today's video we're going to be speaking about weight gain in babies, because I've been getting a lot of messages from a lot of moms saying that they think that their baby is lean and they're afraid if the baby is getting enough. So I just thought it would be easier if I made a video on it. So let's get quickly started. So firstly we're going to talk about the weight gain in babies from when they are born, so that is as newborns. So one thing that you should keep in mind is newborns will definitely lose some weight right after they're born, because they're in the tummy, they swallow a lot of water in, so that usually adds up as few extra grams when they are first weighed. So what they do is in the first 24 to 48 hours they definitely will lose some weight. So you will notice that when you're taking the baby back home. But the criteria is they must gain their birth weight within the 1 week time span. So within like 7 to 10 days they must gain back their weight. So if that does not happen, that is when it's sort of like a concern, and your pediatrician might ask you to supplement with formula. Maybe your milk is a little less, so that means maybe your baby is getting less. But apart from that, you need not worry if you see a small fall in your baby's weight when you're going back home. Just keep in mind that they have to gain that weight back. So from birth until 6 months is when usually babies put on a lot of weight, because that is sort of like the time that they grow the most, and they are not in a stage where they move at this point, because after 6 months they might start to crawl, but before that they do not really move anywhere. So that is the reason they put on quite a bit of weight at that time. And within that time span, usually in average babies usually put on about 5 to 6 pounds, that is about 140 to 600 grams. That is how babies usually put on weight, and they would grow about half an inch every month. So this is how they are for the first 6 months. But once they reach that 6 months mark, and when you start feeding them solids, but also remember that within the 6 months you must feed only breast milk or formula milk and nothing else. You cannot feed the baby anything else until they reach 6 months. So once they reach 6 months, you might see that they do not really put on so much of weight as they did before, because at this point of time they might learn to sit up, and they would probably even try to move around, and also 3 to 6 is when they would be a lot more active. They are moving around and looking more and are more aware. So all this constitutes to their growth. To put into simpler words, one thing that you need to keep in mind is your babies should have doubled their birth weight at 6 months. So that is half a year. So if for example they were 3 kgs at birth, they need to be 3 into 2, which is 6 kgs at 6 months, and they should have tripled their birth weight at the end of the year. So when you celebrate your baby's first year, they must have tripled their birth weight. So 3 kgs at birth into 3, which is 9. They need to be 9 kgs. So that is like an easy calculation that would help you keep a track of your baby's weight. You do not need to stress up and worry too much. So what I'll do is I'll put up a chart at the end of the video. This chart will show you the average weight and height of a baby boy and a baby girl within the first year, because they definitely differ. So you cannot a baby boy will not be the same height and the weight at 3 months as a baby girl. That definitely differs. So the next point that I wanted to speak about is full term and preterm babies. Preterm babies are those babies that are born before 37 weeks. 37 weeks in your pregnancy is considered to be full term. So 37 until the week 40 is considered to be full term babies. So babies who are born before 37 are considered to be preterm babies. So preterm babies will definitely weigh a little lesser than full term babies, because once you reach 37 weeks in your pregnancy, your babies will put on 1 pound every week. So 37 to 40 they will put on 1 pound each. So the babies who are born before that will not be gaining those grams and those pounds, and hence they will weigh a lot more lesser. And another thing that you need to keep in mind is the baby's weight depends on the baby's height as well. So a baby that is tall will definitely be a lot more chubbier. Finally, how can you know that your baby is getting enough? So one criteria is definitely what I already spoke about, is the baby has to have doubled their birth weight at 6 months and tripled at at 1 year, and the second one is the number of diapers that you change a day. So that also again differs. What you need to look at are only pee diapers. So make sure that your babies, you're able to change 6 to 8 diapers a day. If you do, then your babies definitely are getting enough, because poo diapers differ. Breastfed babies usually do not have the problem of constipation, but however, if you're formula feeding your baby, they sometimes might have. And what pediatricians suggest is it's okay for a baby to go even a week without having to poop, because when they are newborns, they really do not eat so much. They do not, their tummy is too tiny, so it does not really matter. But this issue does not mostly come if you are breastfeeding your baby. So make sure that you only see into the number of pee diapers a day. 6 to 8 diapers a day is perfect. If that is met, then you do not need to worry if your baby is gaining weight or not, because they are perfectly fine and they're growing well. However, if you see that you are changing very few diapers a day, and also if your babies are not active enough, until 3 months is when babies are always sleeping and they are very tired, but after 3 months they are very awake, they are very alert, they tend to react to colors, to sounds. So when you put them in their play mat, they're shaking their hands and legs and they're very happy. So if you see that your baby is always sleeping and very dull, then maybe you can probably take them to a pediatrician and get them checked. But if you do not see that, and if you see that your babies are very active, then don't worry, because they're fully fed and they're happy. Finally, another thing that I wanted to speak about is baby food. So once a baby reaches 6 months, do not stop breastfeeding or formula feeding them. You need to feed them until at least a year old, and of course however longer you need, but first 6 months you definitely need to give them only breast milk and formula. But after that, when you start to introduce solids, do not stop the breast milk or formula, because until the 12 months of mark, the breast milk or formula milk is what actually helps them gain weight. The solid foods that you introduce are just so they have a taste and they have a difference in texture, so they're able to have a variety of food when they reach 1, and they can start eating everything. But do not think that just because you're feeding them solids and now solids are what is going to help them gain weight. No, it does help them, but a small amount. It's mostly just your breast milk or the formula milk that actually helps them gain weight. But of course, after 1 year you can give them cow's milk, and you can then give them a variety of other food. But before that, just make sure that you're always breastfeeding them and do not stop with the formula feeding. That's it for this video, my friends. I hope you liked it and I hope you found it informative. I've been wanting to do this video for so long, but I just never got the time. Also don't forget to wait until the end so you can see the chart regarding the baby food. I've made so many videos on baby food ideas and breastfeeding. If you've been following me, I have a whole playlist for breastfeeding, and I make mommy and baby videos here. So if you like my channel, then do check out my other playlists. I will link them here and you can check them out. I'll catch you guys soon with another video. Until next time, my friends, see you soon. Bye bye.